Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Creatives Conversation. If you are new here, we are so excited to have you. And if you are not new, we're so grateful for you. Thank you for coming back, for subscribing. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscription button if you're on YouTube. If you're listening on the podcast app, make sure you do whatever it takes to hear the next one and then the next one.
Whatever it takes.
My name is Gabriella Marte. You can call me Gabby or Marte, whatever you're feeling in the moment. And I am so excited to be here with my co-host officially,
What's
Kendra.
up, Gabby?
I call it K-Baby.
Yep. I'm Kendra.
Helps to, loves to help you help others.
Ooh.
H2. Helps too.
Go. Almost close to
Helps,
H2O.
helps.
'Cause you know,
oh my gosh.
you gotta have this
To
in order
live.
feel exactly. Fuel your
H2, oxygen, breath of God. I'm just kidding.
Let's go. Amen.
This is why we hang
And that's
out
basically
together.
all we wanted to talk about today.
Actually, we want to talk about,
Sponsor
guys. She wants to be sponsored by Walmart Water.
I really do. Or just water.
Just
in
water.
general.
Box water. If you want to sponsor us, any water company, we got you. But today, we want to talk about, we're doing a series called Level Up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in this series, we're talking about the mind, body, soul, aka perception, physical, and practical. Right?
go.
Did I get that right? And today we want to do a perception, a mind podcast about how to train the mind as a creative, and how your mind, because your mind definitely connects to your creativity, right?
Exactly.
Like,
Your mind influences everything. So
everything you do.
Change your mind, change your life.
wow. I think on that note, we can just wrap it up.
I practiced that, y'all.
Change your mind, change your life. Well, if you read the title of this, we're titling it, Can Anyone Be a Successful Creative?
Right.
And what is a growth mindset and why you should have it?
All right.
That's a long title.
That is a long title, but let's
jump into it. Okay, first question, Kendra. Can anybody be a successful creative?
I don't
Wait,
know,
let's
Gabby.
back up. What does successful mean?
Oh shoot.
What does successful mean?
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like
Okay, yeah,
I
we
could
got to
bring a
define
deep
success, then we can
answer,
answer.
but-
you can bring whatever kind of answer you want.
I mean, if you define it by the world standards, success, I think people would look at it as like the American dream. You know what I mean? Like
Okay,
big
expound.
house,
Okay.
fancy car,
Sadly.
lots of like great career, lots of money.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
kids.
say sadly. If that's your dream,
You know what I mean?
you know what I
That,
mean?
like,
No hate, but I
that's-
just feel like there's more to life.
Oh, for sure. So
Okay.
like I'm thinking like that's one way I feel like many people would define success is the American dream possibly. You
For
know what I
sure.
mean? That
Yeah.
kind of success. How as I'm growing up and I'm
Yeah.
looking at the world a little differently, I think I would define success as I guess discovering something that you love or you like and going after that.
Ooh.
And then living your life doing that thing or engaging in some way with
and being
that thing.
prolific
Yeah.
with it. Like fruitful.
Yes, prolific. If you want to know what that word
Prolific.
means.
Last podcast.
Yes.
We talked about prolific.
Visit your local Walmart and you can get a dictionary. Or at the library and it's free.
Or if you have a phone, you can just Google
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Hilarious. Okay, so I love that. So the
What
world.
would you say?
I mean, society definitely defines success by like income.
Right.
Even like notoriety. I don't know if
Right.
it's fame per se, but like being well known
Yes.
for what you
Ooh,
do.
I forgot one more. Yep.
And having probably nice things that you know, I think a lot of people would define success as having nicer things than their like neighbors or like people around
Keeping
them.
up with the Joneses type.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so empty though. I've been on kind of both sides of the fence,
Yeah.
broke, and had nice things.
Same.
I don't know. I kind of like the in between.
Yeah. I mean,
To be honest,
it's
yeah.
nice. Or going with the ebb and flow. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe that's being successful, learning how to
Ooh.
be present in both
Yeah.
the highs and the lows. I
like
know.
that. Like, yeah, that's a whole podcast for sure.
For real,
How to be
that
present
is.
with the highs and the lows and how to be grateful during the highs and lows.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, you're just good. I would, go ahead, you first. No.
Sorry, I was just gonna
I
say, I
have
think
it.
one more too, because as both of us, we are Christians, but maybe is knowing God and being known by God. A lot of
Ooh,
people
I love
define
that.
being successful as that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I think the definition of success for me would be very similar to that. I think for me, I want to do the will of God.
That's good. Yeah.
Which is like, I want to do what I'm called to do, which is like reach people through music.
Yeah.
Tell them that they're loved, that there's a place for them, that God loves them. Talk about all that, which I do in my music. But
she does, guys. Check out Marte Music, y'all. She just came out with a new music video. All the above. Sorry.
And she choreographed it. Amen. So that, and I would say I think of my life like talents. Like, speaking of the Bible and Christianity, like there's what is it called? It's not a proverb. It's a story, basically. It's a story.
A scripture.
It's a scripture too. It's a story. It's like basically the people with talents. Yeah. Like some people, put their talents and invested them and got talents back. The master gives talents out to people. Mm-hmm. And then, so one guy, he gets talents and he produces like double. Next guy produces a little less than double or whatever. This is a paraphrase. It could be not exactly right. So Google it. Yeah. It's in Google, promise. Yep. And the Bible. Google definitely has it if the Bible has it. Anyways, right. And then the last guy buries his talents and the master is pleased with everybody but the last guy. And you would think, oh, well, like he's keeping his talents safe. Like I'm thinking, the story is like actual talents, but then it's so funny that it's worth talents because like talents is not just coins. It's like talents. We have talents that, we're all like either born with or natural affinities or you worked at it. And that's kind of what we're talking about today. Like, are you born with it? Are you working with it? Yeah. Like, or working at it? Yep. And so I think being faithful with those talents, like if you have a dream to do music, I really feel like being successful is walking that dream out until the day you die or like until the day, you're told to stop the dream, not by others, but by like your spirit witnessing to you. It's done. Like you did what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's success to me. I know that was really long, but that's success. So can anybody be a successful creative now we've defined success?
I mean, why not? I say yes.
I say yes too. I feel like we're on American Idol.
And you want to
yes
know
for
why.
Me and a yes for her. You're going to the golden finals.
And we'll tell you why.
Tell us why.
Because
everybody
in a body is a creative.
Is a creative. We just came up with that tagline in the last podcast. Literally beatboxing in the studio.
Sure did. We
and
beat
singing
and
it.
We boxed.
Everybody in the body is a creative. Everybody in the body is a creative. This is why we're having the creative conversation.
Woo, man.
It goes a lot deeper than that, guys. But anyways, we're having fun. Yeah. So everybody can be a successful creative. So like you're not just born with it.
I mean, ooh, yeah, you're throwing some
because that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. If you guys are new to this concept, I am actually pretty new to it too, and I need to learn a lot more. I learned about it this week. But growth, a lot of people search for this actually online, which is crazy. That's how I stumbled upon it. Wow. Growth mindset means you believe, let's use an analogy, right?
Okay.
Or an example. So like you have athletes out there that you feel like this dude is a great swimmer because he was born with long legs, like Michael Phelps. He's just naturally gifted.
He has the body type for it.
Yeah.
He is,
He's a great swimmer.
Right.
And I can't, this is a fixed mindset. And if I'm looking at that, I'm like, I'm not built that way.
Right.
I cannot be a good swimmer.
Right.
But a growth, and that's a fixed mindset.
Okay, that's a fixed mindset. Okay.
And then a growth mindset is same situation. Michael Phelps, sure, he might have a little bit of an advantage, but like he worked very hard to become a great swimmer.
Yeah.
And I can also work very hard to become a great swimmer. And it's possible for me. Yeah. Because becoming a great swimmer is not something you're born with. It's something you have to put the work in to become.
Right.
So like I can grow into it.
Right. Because Michael Phelps, even though he is built like, I remember them talking about, he is actually built like a swimmer is supposed to be built. You know what I mean? Like he's like the perfect body type for
a swimmer.
But if he would have never taken up swimming,
he would be a trash swimmer probably.
Right, probably. Or like
maybe a little more than a trash swimmer. But
yeah, well, yeah. Let's not. Well, I didn't.
We don't really know Michael, so we can't tell you what he'd be.
but like, I mean, but he wouldn't be known as the great Michael Phelps. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I mean, because he would have never.
He still has to. He's still doing the workouts.
Probably still be good and stuff like that, but he probably would have never made it to the Olympics had he not worked hard to get, you know what I mean?
Olympics. Yeah. Same with Whitney Houston. Okay. I love listening to people talk about Whitney Houston because I'm in the music world. And a lot of people talk about Whitney Houston as if like she was born that way.
Right.
Like never put in the work. But I looked at her documentary and her mom, like she was in the church doing like all these vocal like choir lessons, and her mom was like, I believe, a vocal teacher. And so, you know, you have Whitney Houston who might have had like this natural disposition or like even been in like this very like, I don't know, this environment that was like perfect to be brought up in as a singer. Like you're around music all the time. Your mom's a vocal coach, all this stuff. And then, you know, people think like, you know, is it the environment that made Whitney a great singer or was it the work that made Whitney a great singer?
I say it doesn't have to be either or. I say it's both. You know what I mean? I mean, why can't it be both? I feel like
that's hard, right?
Right. I feel like as individuals, we're each born with things that we might be able to do better than each other. You know what I mean? Like, where that's just naturally your gifting.
But can I surpass you though with more work, you think?
Honestly, I feel like you could, as in like if I just want to relax and just rely that I'm this great. Let's use track for an example. Like I'm this great example. Sprinter. 100-meter dash. And I'm not going to put in the work. So that means I'm not going to care about what I eat. I'm not going to care about, I'm going to have to do my workouts every day, all of that. But if you're working hard, you're caring about what you put in your body, you're doing the workouts and sometimes more, you're putting in all the work, of course, you're gonna either, if not surpass me, you're gonna get dang close and like
for sure,
you know, or maybe surpass me a little bit. But like if I continue to just rely on that, like I'm gonna be sluggish. I'm not gonna be able to. I'm not even gonna be able to like sprint my best because I'm not doing anything. So yeah, I think that it's both. I think to be successful, going back to that, I think it's your gifts that you're naturally given, but also putting in the work to be the best you can be at that thing, whatever that is. And I think it also goes back, you can relate it to, you know, the word that what you said about the talents. Or talent. Are they talents or talents? I always
talents with a T. Like you're talented.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So if you question. Look back at those, are you gonna I'm given this gift to be a great sprinter, but I'm not gonna work hard at it. So I'm just, you know what I mean? That's like me burying that.
And when it comes to my definition of success, I think that's not being successful.
No, that's
because like you're squandering your gift.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's not going the full distance.
Exactly. So I feel like it's both.
So anybody can be, I think that's what we're coming to.
Yep.
The consensus that anybody can be a successful creative.
Everybody
in a body is a creative.
Exactly.
Dang. I mean, that's so good, guys. Should we make T-shirts that say this?
We're not going to ask. We're just going to do.
It's one of those moments where we do not ask. We just do, and we ask for forgiveness.
It's already there. It's already.
If you hate it, we'll wear your T-shirt for you. Don't worry. If you hate it, I just want an oversized sweatshirt that says "Everybody in a body is a creative."
Why not?
It just brings that phrase. Total side tangent, but brings so much freedom. Everybody has the potential.
To be something great.
To be something great.
Yeah. It just depends on what are you going to do to meet that? Like, you know, to get there. And it starts with your mind.
Starts with your mind. Okay, so let's jump into this growth mindset. So we've already determined that anybody can become successful as a creative. I love that. So really quickly, just to review what growth versus fixed mindset is. A fixed mindset is like, I'm either good at something or I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's really no ebbing and flowing out of that.
Okay.
A growth mindset is I can improve my skills with effort and practice.
All right.
So like you could be bad, which I was really bad at the guitar when I started. I look back at the first video I ever recorded. It was bad. Y'all will never see it. Okay.
I was like, I want to see it.
I know. It was really bad. My first song was How Great Is Our God. It's 4 chords.
Oh, wow.
Over and over and over and over again. And it was just so
having
rough.
Flashbacks.
And I was like not dressed for the video. Like I was just like, this is not your good first video, Gab. You could have done better. I was in like yellow pajamas. It was bad.
Oh my gosh. So, how old were you?
I was actually not young. I was, sorry. I I mean, by culture standards. Right. Like, you know, like Justin Bieber got started when he was what, like 12 or something, 6. I started playing the guitar when I was 21.
That's not, well, to be where you are now, that's actually really great. To pick up a skill at like 21, I don't know. I feel like I
felt really behind.
Anytime after like 18, I feel like, you know?
Yeah. Like, yeah. Ooh, like when you see amazing. All these stars that are like bred to do what they do, like at the age of 7 or whatever. That should encourage you. Like, no matter who you are, like I've seen artists, they don't get famous or break as an artist, until they're like 70.
Yeah.
There's this guy, I think his name's like Charles Bradley. I could be butchering that. But he did not get famous until he was 70.
That's crazy. Can you imagine?
And he had all these young people like our age going to his concerts. Like, we love him.
Wow.
Could you imagine though, you're 70, you've been at this all your life, and then all of a sudden one of your songs breaks and you have a bunch of people like 20 years younger, not even 40 years younger than you at your concerts, like...
I wonder what it would be cool to know what he was thinking or what he's thinking. You know what I mean?
I don't know if he's alive anymore.
That's why I was like, I don't know.
Can we call him?
I was like, I don't know if I want to
call him.
Is he still alive?
I would love to interview him.
Right,
oh my
because
gosh.
I'm wondering how I would. Well, at the mindset that I have now, I definitely would be like, "Are you kidding me?"
Well, tell us, why would you be like that? What's wrong?
Right, like I think
70's too late for you.
Right, see, that's why I'm like, we're talking about mind. I need to change my mindset, so that's why I'm just being honest. At the mindset that I'm at now, I would really be like, "Are you kidding?" I would be grateful, but I would also be like, "Are you kidding me? Like, couldn't this have happened? Like, why didn't it happen? Like, a long time ago?" I would feel like I've lived all this life and now I'm kind of at the end of my rope kind of
I mean, why would you give me my dream now? I mean, you could never got it.
So that's kind of
true.
But I feel like where we're trying to get with our mindset is every day, like living in your dream. Like, you know what I mean? Like every day should be like, I'm being present and I'm living out my dream. So whether it happens today or 50 years from now, although right now I hope it would happen today.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm living my dream and I'm having a great time. You know
I told Los, my husband, I was like, if I break as an artist when I'm 45, I'm gonna be up there in my glitter,
just beating and boxing
with the kids, like
beating and boxing.
We're gonna have a tour bus and everything, and the kids might be 12, but that's fine.
It's fine.
They can walk themselves around the venue. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't have to, but that's what I'm trying to change my mind about, because for so long I was like, if it doesn't happen before 25 or like 30 or whatever.
Right.
And to be honest, I think I robbed myself of the beauty and like these like beautiful moments of the journey. Like especially musically, like I just felt like I was always in a rush. Like and especially now, right? Content, this whole content world of like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of this, I feel like creatives more now than ever are feeling this pressure of like, I got to put it out now. I got to just, and you're not even like really enjoying what you're doing. You're not even really taking your time to create something that's special to you.
Just to get a like or
just to keep up.
Yeah, that too. Yep.
Yeah. And trying to like get somewhere. But the reality, I really have come to believe that like, if I am prolific, fruitful, consistently, God will get me there when it's my time.
And I think that's a great mindset to have. Like, that's like, to be honest, that's not, I'm getting there, but that's not, that's not where I'm at
it's easy to fall out of that mindset too, let me be honest.
But I think I'm in a great place as I know that my mindset should be different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at least I'm not blind and I'm just like, I'm not there. I don't believe that. It's, you know what I mean? No, I know there's a problem. Now it's like, all right, we're going to take some steps.
You recognize. And then I guess we have to like look at like, why do I feel like I have to be at the end of my journey now?
I think it has to do with society, a lot of it, and maybe like our internal I think society for one, nature, and then also
like that internal clock.
And then the internal of like we feel like we might be harder on ourselves, but
that's true.
I mean
that is true.
There's a lot of that.
Society definitely. I will say I had a friend one time when I was back in college. She actually didn't go to the same college as me. She went to Berklee College of Music, which I got rejected from. It's fine, Berklee. I'm here now. Okay. We're here now. Rejection only made me better. Amen.
It brought you to where you are, so I feel you.
Back to my friend. She said one time, which was like really like profound to me. She goes, when you are like getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You're only moving up. And if you're not able, like the higher up you get, if you're not able to stand on that, like kind of like platform, the only place for you to go is to fall down. And she's like, so like as you like get more influence and as you become more well known, you become more responsible. Because like now people look to you for guidance, even though you might not have ever signed up for that. And that's something I take really seriously as a creative is like, okay, I have little girls following me. Like I can't just be out here posting like my buck wild pictures, you know.
Yeah.
Late night, I was mad at my husband drinking hand. Like that's cool for somebody else, but that's just not on brand for me. And that might really not even on brand. Like that's just not who I am. Yeah. But like that might shake someone to the core. Yeah. And it might really affect their lives because I do, you know, very like faith-filled music. Yeah. And so I think that's just something to think about, you know?
I think. What would you say? So where should someone start when it comes to changing their mind, changing their mindset?
Ooh, this is a good question.
Well, thank you.
Okay. I want to hear what you have to say about this too. I personally believe in the power of meditation.
That's good.
Very different meditation in my perception is very different than like present modern day. Like I think we think meditation, yoga, right? Like
clear your mind.
Yeah. Right. Clear your mind of everything and you will be free. When I actually think it's opposite. Meditation is you need to focus on something so much to the point you brainwash yourself.
Ooh.
And actually, it goes back. It's like anciently rooted. Like Jewish people would meditate on the Bible day and night. It actually says that in the book of Joshua. Meditate on the word day and night. You'll be prosperous and successful. And so they would take scripture and they would say it. They would memorize it out loud over and over again. Together, alone. They'd be walking and they'd be saying the scripture. They'd be together at a home saying the scripture. And so for me, I'm like, I need to meditate on things. Well, first of all, I need to realize that whether I choose to meditate or not, I have a natural inclination as a human to meditate.
Okay.
So like you will focus in on something and repeat it to yourself.
Oh my gosh.
Over and over again. What's unfortunate is that I think we choose to meditate on things that are really negative and against us. And I feel like a lot of like just messaging, social media, like just everything, the news is all really negative and kind of unfortunately I'm in marketing and I get this. I think you get this too. It's like a lot of things are kind of like messaged against us so that we would go make a purchase decision. So like you're fat becomes messaging to us or like your body's not good enough, so body shaming.
Right.
So that you go sign up for a gym.
Right.
Or that you go buy these new spandex.
Pills or
pills and
different shakes and
diets
quick
and
fad weight loss things.
Yeah, it's a whole $1 billion industry, right? Like it's funny how that works and I could go there's a whole another podcast we could do that.
I'm not laughing.
It's very Is it funny? We're not laughing. PSA. It's so strategic.
Yeah.
And
so
I think we have to be even more strategic with our own minds first and what messaging we are sending ourselves.
Ooh.
And I think this is deep because I just read a book on this. It's called Think and Grow Rich, which I thought would only be about money. Newsflash. It started with the mind. The author was all about the mind. And he was like, if you will train your mind to believe you can be rich, everything you do will follow after that. So I think that's what we have to do is train our minds. Like literally have a note card. That's what I do in the morning. Guys, I have note cards. Like
let's go.
I have a declaration on my phone. I read it and it says, I will make this amount of money by this date by doing these things. So I learned it. Let's back up. I learned it from a youth pastor who gave us a sermon when I was like 15. And he had us all count down from 10, like 10, 9, 8. And he told us to do it. So we're doing it as like a whole 10, 9, 8. And he said, stop, say your name. And I was like, Gabrielle Marte. And then he was like, what number were you on? And I was like, I don't know. Everybody was like, we don't know. He's like, because your mind will go after what it wants if it's untrained. And so he taught us in that moment, like, hey, it was mostly a like, if you feel like you can't get like ugly images out of your mind or like ugly thoughts, you need to meditate and like speak the word in that moment. So like, you know, if your mind is circling and you maybe have an addiction to something you don't like pornography or something. And then all of a sudden you're counting, you know, it's spiraling. So that countdown is happening in a weird way. And you can't get control of your mind, speak. So I would have moments like that where I'd have ugly thoughts in my mind. I would say I have the mind of Christ. And it would stop. And sometimes it wouldn't. It would keep going. Right, so I just keep speaking it until my mind was trained. It was maybe about like a year and a half. I don't get those ugly thoughts, those bad that I used to. But I have to keep it going. You don't just like one day.
Wow.
You know, one day I'm good. I've conquered it. No, it's a continual battle. The mind is like a battlefield. So
that's crazy. So wait, so you said you got that from a pastor?
Yeah, my youth pastor back when I was in high school, right? I'll never forget that little sermon on a Thursday night.
And so it has like, so basically like you speak, like give me a practical way, like for someone who is hearing this, I guess, and like maybe is going through something similar or something else. Like how would you, what do you do? What's a
practical way to like put this into play?
Yeah, into play.
So, okay, I get up every morning, probably a little too early for most. I'm trying this 5 a.m. club thing, y'all. It's a struggle. Today was a 7:30 a.m. club.
I don't have a membership.
I'm trying to get in. I'm struggling. But I do what I call a victory hour, which actually comes from the book 5 a.m. Club. So long story short, the victory hour starts 20 minutes of exercise. He says 20 minutes of reflection or prayer, 20 minutes of like learning. So I spend my last 40 minutes, 20 minutes of prayer and meditation on things that I want to believe. You know what I mean? And so I declare, like I said, this is the amount of money I want to make and this is how I'm going to do it. Staying focused, right? Like, why am I doing this XYZ thing if I was just declaring? Like, so I can't, you know, there's no like duality. There's like one track. And then also like just for my personal life, like, you know, if we're thinking about creativity, let's say like maybe you have bad comparison issues and you think you're an imposter. I would declare something like, God made me, you know, this way, or like, I don't know, that's really bad. God made me with this gift and it is powerful and I am reaching people. I would declare that every day until you literally believe it. And you will know you believe it because when you're tempted to compare to like a Kendra or someone, your friend, you're like, no, I'm gifted. Like, you're not even tripping off of it anymore. That's how you know you believe it. When like that same thought comes up and it doesn't take you on a ride.
That sounds very similar to what the word tells us to do, is to take every thought captive.
Dang.
So, you were preaching here.
I know this stuff is practical.
Yeah, it's very practical. That's literally, I mean, and you honestly, I mean, because I know there might be some listeners who are not Christian, but you don't necessarily need to be Christian to believe that. I would highly encourage to get to know the Lord because it's great.
You're not missing. You're missing out.
Literally, that is taking every thought captive. Like the word really be having some practical steps, guys. Like I'm telling you,
the principles can be practiced and work for anybody, despite whether you believe or not.
Anybody who's everybody in a body can take these steps and go somewhere. Okay. Anyway,
that's true though.
Like, you're literally
for real.
You're taking every thought captive and you're speaking life over yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like I am learning so much just by, you know, what you've shared. I think that is very wise to do. It's very helpful.
It's not easy though.
And it
takes work.
It's not easy.
This whole like, I want to believe and then see this stuff work out in my life. It takes work.
Yeah. Oh, I believe.
Discipline.
By far. I just know for like, I mean, just for me, the small things that I've done. So, for instance, I used to have a very negative image of what I thought my body should be, of what what I should look like.
Yeah.
You know, it was very negative. And over the years, and again, just like growing in the Lord and whatnot, just remembering that there's power in the tongue. And like, I don't always remember this. Sometimes I forget and you know what I mean? And we start speaking certain things or whatever.
You just get like undisciplined. I hear you. 100%.
Undisciplined.
Yeah.
But when I remember, I know like it's definitely better than what it was like many, many years ago. And I'll catch myself like, say if I have an idea of like an outfit that I want to wear in my head and then I go to try it on and it's like, ooh, not what I was going for, right?
Yeah.
So then like, you know, what might happen is like I might fixate on a body part or whatever.
Right.
And be like, man, that's, I don't know, I'm just, as an example, like, I hate that part of my body. But then it's like I catch myself and it's like, wait a minute, and I'll start speaking like, no, I don't hate that part of my body. I love that part of my body. Thank you, God, for making my body that way.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for what that part of my body can do. It gets me from point A to point B, or it helps me, you know, whatever it is. And like remembering that. And at first, I know when I like was purposely trying to do that, it felt a little silly. You know what I mean? And it felt
does.
like, yeah, you feel kind of just like, okay, I'm saying this, but I don't really believe this at this moment.
Yeah.
But the fact, we use the word discipline, is if you keep doing it over and over,
100%,
then it becomes habit, and you actually, like you said, you brainwash yourself to actually believe that. And also too, it's true. Like,
you also brainwashing yourself to the truth, because brainwashing has bad connotations.
Right.
Like,
yes. Right.
Yeah.
But like you're actually believing what you say. So
100%.
don't pick. I wouldn't like. You know, if you're also doing it, I would say like speak truth, like over yourself.
Yeah.
Like don't be like
positive,
you know,
truth.
Whatever, you know. Yeah, don't like make something up that's like not really true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or whatever. But like, I mean, but I guess you know whatever gets you there. But
well, you know, and sometimes it's faith too.
Yeah,
which might not be
or speak what you want. Yeah, to happen.
But I absolutely hear you. Also, don't speak. Don't lie to yourself.
Yes.
Like,
don't. Yeah,
like when
don't
I was learning the guitar, right? I sucked. It just is what it is. I also didn't tell myself that I sucked. It was more like a confession of like, this is where I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. I'm very cognizant, but like, I'm not going to dwell on the not there yet part. I'm going to stir myself up, encourage myself that like, I'm going to be a great guitarist.
Yeah. I may not be where I want to right now,
but I'm going to be.
Or I may be really bad. Right. Like that did not sound very good, but that's okay because I'm learning.
Yeah.
So and I'm having fun learning. And it's like those things. And I think, so, I mean.
And I will get to where I'm going with practice, which is growth mindset.
Right.
It's really like having like, I will get to where I'm going if I actually practice for like the next 2 years, like 10 hours a week or something.
Right.
Which
it's
is kind of a lot,
goals and and being disciplined to do those. And also I think too, let's throw in there having grace with yourself, because we're not doing this to be what's the word I'm looking for, Gabby? To be very just
regimented.
Thank you. Oh, very regimented. Like we're not.
I guess.
No, I'm glad. Thankful, because I was not. I was like, can't think of the word. I'm hoping I was doing this, hoping you were picking up what I was.
I was like, that looks like a regiment.
Thank you. I was like, charades. We'd be really great.
Hashtag friendship.
Really great.
Regimented.
Anyway, but we're not like, also to keep in mind that we're not doing this to be regimented. You know what I mean? We're doing this because we want to get somewhere ideally.
Yeah.
And we want to, you know what I mean? And so if you fall off, that's okay.
Get back on the train.
Recognize, get back on it. Like that's all you got to do. So just because I mean you're gonna make some mistakes. You're gonna, one day you're gonna like Gabby's in the 5 a.m. club, right? So I feel like saying that she's trying, but like if one day she oversleeps and doesn't make the 5 a.m. club,
like the last 2 days,
she's not gonna. She's telling on herself.
It's hard. My husband don't be waking up, y'all.
Right. She's being real. So she's not going to get down on herself. Or if she does, she's going to be like, man, I should have gotten up. But then she's going to remember to take that thought captive and be like, it's okay. I may have overslept today, but we're going to have grace. And tomorrow we're going to get back on track.
Yeah.
And I think that's growing. That's growth. Because we can't be perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, we can try, but
it's very rare to be perfect.
I
don't know anybody
who
is.
It's probably not that fun either. I mean,
not.
I've tried, so I can say from my experience, it's not that fun. But it's not. It's really not. So
that's so good. Okay, I have a few things. I love this mindset talk because this is I'm so glad we're starting here with our series Level Up. This is the foundation, y'all. This is where it starts. I am seeing things shift in my life because I've begun to meditate on truths that I need to know.
Let's go.
That are going to make me great.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference between people who are iconic and like meh.
Ooh.
That kind of live like a meh life.
Yeah.
Like I'm just doing the bare basics, just getting by.
Yeah.
Like I think that's the difference between like the princes of music and the ones that are like, I kind of played in a bar here and there. Like,
right.
I think it really is like, and of course things happen, you know what I mean? Like there's always, you know what I mean? But as a general rule, I hate generalities. If you know me, you know that. But like, of course there's always somebody that like something detrimental happened or like that, you know what I mean? God shifted their path or whatever. But just in humanity, I think the difference between being great and iconic and like living underneath your what do you call it, like
potential.
Look at us, which I think is
we really are. I would kill a charades game.
We're good.
We're really good, actually. We should go Friday night. Charades. Y'all want to come?
Right,
we could come.
Like, yeah.
Put a secret location up.
You want us, recruit us on your team. Listen, we're trying to be on a competitive charades. We tried the basketball
That's actually
thing.
really good.
Not for us right now, but we're going to do the competitive charades.
But one day. But yeah, I think the difference between iconic and living underneath your potential is, I really believe this, is training your mind.
I believe it too.
I believe everyone who is really great, like look at athletes.
Everybody, anybody.
Everybody, anybody. We're going to get it. T-shirts coming soon. You know, you look at athletes like Naomi Osaka. You know her? Y'all, please look her up. I love her. She is this beautiful tennis player. She's half black, half Haitian, half Japanese.
I've probably seen her, but just didn't know her name.
So iconic. She's like 26 or 27 right now. And she always walks into a stadium wearing headphones. Keeping her mind right. That's what I mean? A lot of athletes do that, actually. Headphones. They're making sure they're meditating on like...
Yeah, visualizing is a big one.
Visualizing. It's huge. So I believe being great. And I remember doing track. I had to visualize myself killing it. Yep. Like if you give your brain any space to think you won't kill it, you will hold back.
That's something my mom used to always, because she used to coach me in like jumping when I was in summer track as a kid. She would always have me visualize for long jump, and I would stand there. So you're on the runway, and like it's your turn to go, and you do your routine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she would always like part of my routine was like I would jump up and down, stretch my legs or whatever, and then I would just look and visualize myself jumping over the fence and into the trees, like jumping far and out.
Wow.
And she would always tell me, visualize yourself doing that, and it helps.
You're probably a great long jumper, huh?
I loved long jump, so...
You're good at it.
Okay.
Nobody loves their event in track.
Lucky plug. State champion.
If they're bad at it. You were state champion in long jump?
In, was it my junior year in high school?
In Kansas?
Yeah.
Wow.
And shout out Caitlin Murray. I love you, girl. Me and Caitlin been jumping since we were like little. And so
wow, I had no idea.
We would go 1 and 2 all the time.
Who are you? Who am I sitting with right now?
Kendra Reed.
I'm with a state champion. Let's just pack it up.
No.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. Okay, I will say I was a hurdler.
No way. I tried that.
It was very challenging. It's not easy,
it's
right?
Not.
Mostly
it's fun,
because
though.
it's very rhythmic, actually. It's not just like sprint and kill it.
You got to get
into a fast rhythm. It's like 1, 2, 3,
and
jump.
You got to hit them just right or shoot down.
And it's actually not a jump. It's a step. 1, 2, 3, step. 1, 2, 3, step. 1, 2, 3, step. And you just got to be on it. You got to trust yourself. And these steps are not small. Large, fast steps. And then step over the hurdle. 3 more large steps. So that was really hard for me mentally.
Yep.
And so I just remember I got 9th in my conference. I got in because, God bless. I mean, I did run fast enough to get in, but one of the fastest girls knocked a hurdle off into someone else's lane.
Oh, no.
She clipped it and it fell. She got I was 10th, but I got in. 9th.
Wow, she got disqualified over that?
She
that's
did.
Not really her fault, but...
It happens.
Yeah, that sucks.
You can't knock hurdles into other... Yeah. When there's no way, the Lord shall make it the way.
The way.
They were like, Gab, you got to run in like the half state finals. Hurdles? Yeah. And I was just like, I don't want to run against these girls. They were like crazy beasts. But anyways,
my sister did hurdles.
Super, yeah.
She's really
hurdles
good,
are crazy.
Really fast.
You're a track family. That's so crazy to me.
I did the 300-meter hurdles, and
those are hard.
They're
stamina,
very much so. But you don't have to be. Well, you don't have to be as rhythmic as 100-meter hurdles, because they're
a little more distance.
Right. If you miss that step,
it's
you're
over.
Off.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to be like that. I did it mainly to try something new, and then also to get me in shape for the 4x4 that
oh wow,
we did.
You were doing it out here.
But I mean, I've been doing track since I was little, so I've dabbled in things, where you're just like,
I did not know anything about this.
But
she's my friend.
Oh my gosh. But I feel you. But those 300-meter hurdles are tough. But Caitlin, another shout out, Caitlin. Caitlin did the 300-meter hurdles and the 100-meter hurdles, and she is quick and just flew.
Just killing it.
Fly over those things. So
That's
I feel
awesome. I could go on and on about track. I almost went to college for track.
Me too.
But I decided not to go. I didn't want to live in the shadow.
Wow, where were you gonna go? What school?
Smith.
Wait.
In Massachusetts. It's an all-girls school.
I've heard of it in movies, I think.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I could see it. Yeah. It's
like
very
Smith.
movie looking.
Yeah.
Out in the country, all girls. But I had gone to an all-girl, total random tangent, but this is for sake of catching them. I went to an all-girls high school. All-girls Catholic high school. So, yeah, I found Smith, and I actually discussed with them getting like a partial scholarship for academics and partial for hurdling.
Oh my gosh.
It was actually a green light. Like I went to Smith, they flew me out.
Wow.
Beautiful school, beautiful campus. But I knew in my heart that I wanted to do like creative stuff, like art, like music. And I really wanted to be in the city. So because music happens in the city in my mind. So music happens everywhere nowadays. But to me, in my mind at that time, I was like, I got to be in the city because I want to learn music. Yeah. So
because you still went to school in Boston, right?
Yeah, I went to school in Boston.
So that's crazy. So you
Smith was like maybe 3 hours away.
And where did you go? Boston U or where'd you?
Boston U.
Boston U. Okay, so Smith or Boston U, and then
I chose Boston U, and I paid every dime. No scholarship. I was now looking back. I'm like, Gab, you could have had so much money in your pocket, but like, I learned so much at Boston U. I don't take it back.
Right. But you wouldn't have probably had too much time to really devote to the creative part of what you wanted to do because doing sports in school is
a full-time job. 100%. Yeah. My older brother did track at his college, which is ironic because when I went to Boston U, I also looked into track there just because I was like, can I do both? Yeah. And I didn't. But the same coach that coached him at Berkeley in California, Cal Berkeley, she transferred to Boston U and would have coached me if I would have done track.
Wow, that's
he always brings it up. He's like, do you remember? Yes, I remember. That's crazy, though.
I think not.
She would have coached my brother and then me. Is that wild?
That is.
Like totally across the country. Like, how did you choose those schools? Like,
that's kind of crazy.
Maybe it was meant to be, but it wasn't meant to be. I don't know.
That's interesting.
It's interesting.
We are off track, but anyway,
we're off track. There you go, little
tidbits.
But like, track really does relate to the mind. Like, I've never done a sport that was more mental in my life.
Ooh.
Like,
yeah, because it's boring if you think about it. You're running around.
And that's where your mind gets the best of you, and it's competitive.
Boring, especially when you're doing like distance.
Yeah,
I could not.
Your mind will psych you out.
Right.
Yeah.
It really is your mind. If you tell yourself you can't do it, you're not.
You're not going to do it. Yeah. You're not do it. As a man thinks, so is he. Like whatever you think. If you think you won't do it, you won't do it.
Who was it? Was it Socrates who said, "I think, therefore I am"? Was it Socrates? Was it Socrates?
Let me
Google that. We need a fact check.
I think, therefore, I am.
We're going to take a slight break.
Yeah,
and
to Socrates.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. Shout out my philosophy teacher in college. Because I was like, wait a minute. I haven't thought about him forever. Wow. He says, I think, therefore I am. And that's
beautiful. That's really it right there.
That's crazy. That's a deep statement. Honestly, I'm like, not even like Socrates back in the day, like there was no technology back then, right?
Yeah.
That's such a profound statement.
The mind was huge.
Right.
Yeah.
I think, therefore I am. It really is. Because if we think, like we just said, if we think we can't do something, we're most likely not going to do it. We're not going to discipline our body to do what we need to do in order to get where we want to go. We're just not. So, I mean,
that's huge.
Change your mind, change your life.
Change your mind, change your life. You know, that is good. Okay, so if there's a creative watching right now, maybe they really deal with mental like blockage, spirals, blockage, whatever. Mental, anything that holds them back. Yeah. What would you say to them to encourage them?
Man, so many things and not a lot of things.
You got to choose one.
Mainly because I would say I've been there and I'm slightly in some ways still there. And so there's so much more for me to learn, but also I've grown so much, and I'll explain what I mean. So to answer that question, I'd say I want to say it starts one step at a time. Hold on, pause. might need to cut this out. Say your question one more time.
No, you're good.
I was going so many different
What
places.
would you say to a creative that struggles with like mental blockage?
So I would say I can only speak on from what was helpful for me or what has been helpful for me.
For sure, yeah.
So I would say for one, definitely having a community. So if you have anyone like good friends, close friends, or family members, I would say maybe reaching out to them. Like the first step I think is like being honest with yourself of where you're at, feeling all the feelings, and then making a decision to change.
Yeah.
I would say maybe that's first step.
That's good.
And then I would say from that point, if you know that you struggle with actually starting that first step or actually taking action, I would say maybe reaching out to those few trusted friends and family in order to speak that out, to make it known. And then if you're ready, asking for accountability or like, maybe starting there, or definitely writing things down, maybe like writing your goals down, writing if you journal. I try to journal. It's
I'm
hard.
I
used to journal. I suck at journaling.
You know what though? I will put something on like.
It's not for me.
There we go. Great growth mindset. I will put something on a little like sticky note and place it by my desk where I look every day, like it's right in front of my face.
That's really good, and I want to start doing that. I used to kind of do something like that, but then I would put it somewhere and never look there.
That's fair.
So
you gotta actually see the spot every day.
Yeah, you gotta actually put it where you're going to look.
Some people put it by their bed.
Like bed or mirror.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a great tool that I want to start to do.
The bed is great. Yeah. Like right on the side that you wake up on and you're just like looking at it when you wake up.
For sure. So I would say that starting there is actually making a decision that you want to change, and then maybe reaching out to people that can help keep you accountable. I would also say moving your body. Like I would say for me, what's been helpful
that's good
is exercise, honestly. Whether it's just getting up to go on a walk, getting up. Getting up. In general, moving around, not sitting in front of a TV.
Can we just speak into that just a little bit? You produce endorphins when you move.
Ooh, yes.
And that is like number one of the best painkillers. And number two, it's a happy drug.
Yes.
So like, I'm just saying moving can change your whole mindset.
Yes. So I think, and I know like for someone who's like just completely stuck, moving is hard.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
So and all these things that I'm saying that have helped me, it took time. Like it took time, and in a lot of ways it was doing the things that I didn't want to do. Like, you know,
for sure.
It did. It definitely, and I think also getting to a point where I was like, I'm sick of being where I'm at. You know what I mean? You get sick of it. Because honestly, if you're not sick of it, you might not change so quickly.
Some of us need to be like all the way to the end of the road.
Yeah. And you know what I mean? For some people. But yeah, I would say, and surrounding yourself with people maybe that are doing the things that you want to do, or, you know, whether that's on, I wouldn't say so much social media, although that's good. Like you want to, you know, not constantly, but have maybe that in the forefront a little bit.
Yeah.
But like people are like, get out and about, like people around you, like having an actual community that you can touch, reach out and touch. But
I would
say, those things, but definitely exercise has definitely helped. Just doing something. And also with that, finding, if it's exercise is hard, doing something that you love. So like if you don't like running, don't make that the thing that you do right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Running is good and bad in a lot of ways, but like you're not going to stay consistent if you don't like running in the first place, especially starting out trying to get unstuck. So finding, like, if you like to dance, then maybe sign up for a class. If that's too much or too intimidating, start very small. You have TikTok. If you have
learn a TikTok dance.
Learn a TikTok dance.
I love that.
And try, practice doing that. That's very easy to learn, different dances. And then once you build up your confidence, then step out and maybe, do YouTube, do a full dance, and then maybe all of a sudden you're taking classes or you're making up your own.
Yeah.
Or if you like, what's another thing? If you do like lifting, like start lifting again, like slowly, get it, and I would say, with exercise too, make sure you get a routine. So don't just do here and here and here and here, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? Actually, what's going to be beneficial and what's going to help you stay consistent, and also what's going to yield results is actually a routine and actually for exercise being somewhat regimented. That's how you're going to actually see the results, because you don't want it to go for, I mean, you might, but you don't want it to go be for nothing. So, but yeah, I would say definitely moving your body, getting a plan, making a definitely changing your mind, being able to want to do something different, accountability, moving your body, and that also breeds, you know, creativity. Is once you move your body, like you said, it gets your endorphins going. And then making a plan.
Ooh, I like that. Making a literal plan.
Yes, a literal plan or a list. So however small or big you need to start, like whatever you like, knowing your temperament. For me, I would say lists. I would say for me, I would say I think I'm more, depending on what the thing is, I'm more big. So I'll go big first, and then like kind of have that in the forefront of that's where I'm trying to go. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, you're reverse engineering.
Yes, thank you. And so then I might then make a list in order for me to get to the part where I'm about to build a plan, because I might need that list first, a step by step of like, I just need to actually get up 1 hour earlier so I can actually do this thing here
100%,
to then be able to have more time to do this thing on my plan in order to, you know what I mean?
So like you're just finding out what you need to do to get to that end step.
So I'm more list oriented
for sure.
And then from that list, I'm like, all right, now I kind of can see how I can get there,
how it's doable.
Yeah, like it's now feasible. I'm gonna make a plan. And for me, that's the harder part, is that plan, is the practical steps in that plan. And so I know for me, it's good to have those people around me that I can just verbally process, and then they might be able to be like, well, have you thought about doing this thing? Or actually I've done this, you should start there. You know what I mean?
That's a good place to start.
Helps, that helps build a plan. So
I love that.
Really, that was kind of a lot, but
I think it's all good. I think reverse engineering is powerful, like step at a time. And I think don't be afraid of something so big. I think if you want to do great things, they're usually big. And I think our culture's kind of like programmed us to want the easy wins only. Like literally like Instagram and stuff produces dopamine. And is that what it's called? Dopamine?
Dopamine?
Yeah. You like get those highs from like someone messaging you. And so we're always like living for the next like dopamine, you know, high or drop or whatever. And so I think the reality is if you want to do something great, it's probably going to take like a long-term effort, most typically. And so I think that's okay. It's really okay to be okay with that. Like,
yes, be open to that. It might and it might not. It depends, because you could love the journey and it might, you know what I mean?
More than the end.
More than the end. And so, that's a good way to put that. Or just, you might be so invested, like once you get to a point where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm loving this journey. You might just
take off,
zoom in.
Yeah,
like
100%.
And God might open up doors for you to be able to just zoom. And then it might be a little more where you kind of got to go around here.
Yeah.
Before you get to where you're trying to go.
And that's okay.
Yeah, and it's fine. I think it's knowing your temperament, knowing yourself.
Yeah.
And then just moving accordingly and being okay with how you're moving and not comparing, which is what we talked about too.
Oh yeah,
earlier.
This is all so good.
So,
oh man, okay, let's see. So before we end, this has been so. I'm like,
I keep thinking somebody was there.
Sorry, look that way, Kendra. Really, please. I'm looking at somebody, and it's fine. It's you guys. So key elements of a growth mindset. I got this from Boise State. Okay. They got this from one of their teachers, like a doctor. He said intelligence can be developed. A fixed mindset might say intelligence is static, but a growth mindset says that you can always get what you need, the knowledge you need to go to where you want to go. A growth mindset also, number 2, embraces challenges.
Ooh, that's hard.
Like, you believe that you have what you need to get past challenges versus like, I'm dumb. It's not happening to me.
Yeah.
I'm not gifted. It's not happening for me. Number 3, a growth mindset will persist in the face of setbacks.
Okay.
Number 4, a growth mindset will see effort as a path to mastery.
Wow.
Isn't that good?
Who is this guy again?
I don't know. I have to find it. We could put this in the show notes.
Yes.
It's good. I didn't read the whole article, but I did take these points.
These hurt.
Right? Because a lot of this is
hurt.
not like good and like roses and daisies. Yeah. They're all the things that kind of like bring friction.
Yeah.
To the pursuit of what you're doing. A growth mindset, number 5, will learn from criticism.
Ooh, yeah.
Versus like just taking it as your identity.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, and then 5.5 from the article is a growth mindset will find inspiration in the success of others.
Yes.
So like someone else is doing better than you, you're like, wow, I can get there too. Because I don't believe that my life is static.
Yeah, or it's only for that person.
Ooh, that's good.
Everybody, anybody.
Can be a creative. Successful creative. I love that. Boom. Successful. Awesome.
Wow, those are so good.
I feel so good about I mean, I need to rewatch this. I feel like so good.
Me too. So they do.
Why does it hurt?
I don't know the song, but I was going with you. So good, but feel so bad. I don't know.
But so bad. Anyways, I have a song for everything. Forgive me.
Yes.
No. Any last words?
Oh, make that sound so final.
Man, I feel
like I just first. I'm trying
went on a jog. My blood is racing, and
yeah,
I feel like we went deep and we covered so much, like truly life-changing content.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch this, like with everybody else. Like,
yeah, me too.
It feels good.
Me too. There's some gems. We dropped a lot of gems. I feel like.
Yeah.
I would say let's leave them with one practical tool that they can start today, no matter where they're at in their journey. And I think it's the part of changing your mind of speaking life to yourself. So yeah, maybe getting like having a mantra or a scripture or a word or something like that you're going to try it, that you're going to speak. I'm going to try this, y'all. So I'm telling y'all, but I'm really telling myself that you're going to speak to yourself
every day. Yeah.
And let's experiment. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it. Let's experiment.
I love that.
We're gonna pick a word or whatever it is that you're gonna do and speak to yourself every day. And then see what changes.
For 30 days. And then see how things shift for you.
Yes, let's
I love that. Shift. Put in the comments right now if they're on YouTube,
what your
right?
Thing is, what your
declaration will be
yes.
for 30 days, and then come back in 30 days to this video and reply to your comment. Yeah. Tell us how it went.
Yeah, y'all, this is if you're wanting to engage, this podcast is really going to be about engaging and actually not just listening, but like doing, because we don't want to just listen. Yeah. We don't want to just be hearers, guys. We want to be doers.
And so we're such masters.
If you know, you know. I wasn't going to say anything, but if you know, you know. And
we are built to not just pass, but we're built to encourage y'all. Like I think that's what the Creative Conversation is about. We are a community made to encourage each other. Yes. Nobody here has it figured out, but we are pursuing our creativity together, and the projects that we feel led to create and change the world with. So welcome.
We're gonna be a walking, talking workbook, y'all.
Yeah, we are. We are going. It's the year of the green light.
Yes,
year of the green light. Year of the
rabbit. I don't know.
It is the year of the rabbit as well. But for the creative world, year of the green light. I'm declaring it.
Yeah.
Year of the green hair.
Listen,
of the green light.
Didn't even know she was going to say all of this before
she changed her hair color. But on that note, we love you guys. Make sure you subscribe. Kendra's looking at the camera, thinks I'm talking to a person once again. Make sure you subscribe, and we will see you in our next episode. We're going to go have a brainstorming session soon, so I cannot wait to show you guys what's next.
Super
in terms
excited,
of talking
y'all.
And merchandise. So
yes,
here we
everybody
go.
in the body.
It's a creative. I was like, what is it?
I know, sorry.
All right, we love you guys. See you later.
Later.
Bye.